People are raging. People are saying shit went wrong. People are saying Naruto versus Sasuke is not happening. This is it. Kishimoto decided that it's not going down with the recent stuff with Sasuke basically saying he's going to protect the village because that's what his brother would have wanted. People are going crazy. And now I want to talk a little bit about that, and as well as Sasuke's character overall, development and everything, where it's been and where it's at right now. So Naruto versus Sasuke. First of all, Sasuke, if you look at it closely, he is following exactly the way Madara went down. Started off as a comrade, then became a villain. Now he's a comrade again, but then Madara became a villain again, and that's ultimately what's going to happen with Sasuke. He's 3/4 of the way there at the moment. One more step, and he's going to be fully just following that path. It's going to happen. It is inevitable. I've said it before and I said it again. Naruto versus Sasuke is inevitable. Just because he doesn't plan on crushing the village anymore per se, and he said he's going to protect it this time, doesn't mean that he's going to automatically go and hang out with Naruto and eat ramen. That doesn't mean that by far. That just means that he doesn't want to crush the village at the moment. That's not his goal anymore. So ultimately, in my opinion, Naruto versus Sasuke is still going to go down. It's just like how it happened before. We've seen throughout the series constant time and time again happen how something happened in the previous generation and it keeps getting passed down and passed down, and ultimately that's what we're seeing right here. 3/4 is the way in. Right now Sasuke is basically at the moment where Hashirama and Madara shook hands and started the village. That's kind of where he's at the moment as far as him being a good guy, quote unquote. Just think about it for a moment. Even if Sasuke decided, you know what, I don't want to crush the village anymore, that's not my goal, do you really think that all those people are going to forgive him? Even if he didn't deliver the final blow to Danzo, at the end of the day, Danzo self-destructed because Sasuke and Madara, or, well, Tobi, was basically going to take him out. So he is responsible in part for Danzo's death, along with, invading the Kage. Some of you think the Raikage is going to give two shits about what this kid decided or not? The Raikage ain't going to allow that. Nobody is going to allow that, and that's what ultimately is going to basically make Sasuke possibly go to the other side. Raikage, Tsuchikage, even, well, maybe Gaara might, because at the end of the day, Gaara, I always remember where he shed that tear in the Kage summon. He was, trying his best, and he knew he's not Naruto, and ultimately it wasn't going to get through to him. Naruto versus Sasuke is going to go down one way or another. He's not going to be able to go and live in peace in the village. It's far too late for that. And ultimately, he already cast to die long ago. So, him not wanting to crush the village doesn't mean that he's not going to be public enemy #1 once all this is done with Tobi and the Ten Tails. Even if he helps them out, let's just say, and he does a good thing, that's all fine and dandy, but that's not going to be enough for him to just sit in peace in the village. They're not going to allow it. Tsunade has to do what's right, and if the people don't want him there, which they won't, they're going to see he's been this monster for all this long. Who cares if he just helped out at the end? He's terrible. It's like one good act will not, decrease and just completely wipe out everything. Him betraying the village, so to speak, when he left for Orochimaru 2 years ago. Ultimately, it's not going to clear the way of him just even helping out this time. He's going to be pushed into a corner, and it's going to be Naruto versus Sasuke. So that's what I'm saying with this video. It is definitely inevitable. It will happen. Kishimoto said it a while ago. It makes common sense. Part 1 ended with it. Part 2 is going to end with it. That's just how it is. So for the people that are like raging and everything, just calm down, relax. Right now, Sasuke is in that shaking hands with the village mode. You will see it will go down. They are not going to allow him to be living in peace, and he's not going to take it standing either. So once this little war is finally over, we will see Naruto versus Sasuke. Now, also, I want to address the whole thing of Sasuke's character and where he's been and where he's at right now. I feel as though, in a way, him being good at the moment and the way he kind of, just accepted it after hearing Hashirama's story, it kind of felt a little bit like a betrayal in a way. And what I'm saying is, it's been a couple hundred chapters, 200-300 chapters, let's just say, of him just, disgusted. He want to kill, he want to murder, he don't give a shit about anything. And a story from Hashirama is just enough to, stop him. That's it. Okay, I'm done right now. And, that wouldn't have been a big problem for me. I would have been like, alright, whatever. He heard something that was real talk and he finally came to his senses. But when I thought about it, so you're telling me that Naruto, everything he did, the child of prophecy that, he stopped Nagato from his path of terror. He stopped so many people. For 2 years, he's been pleading, yo, let's stop this. You don't need to do this. You're my friend. 2 years running after this guy, asking him, begging him, yo, we're friends. What are you doing? And that wasn't enough. But hearing Hashirama, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to say Naruto is a better shinobi by Hashirama, but Naruto, if he couldn't do it, which he was a friend to him, it's been, you know, basically established that he felt like, you know, we were friends. You were one of my first friends and everything. And he couldn't do it, but a story from Hashirama, that kind of felt a little bit betraying to, like, what Naruto himself and just the series stands for as a whole, with, you know, Naruto being able to, you know, reason with people. It just kind of felt a little bit like I don't understand Sasuke's reasoning. Why didn't he listen to Naruto all those times when he did learn the truth and everything? Like, Hashirama told Sasuke mostly the same story that Obito, just Obito, you know, warped it here and there to make it sound a little nasty and everything. But at the end of the day, Naruto, he already knew for the most part the truth. And even after Itachi told him, you know, showed him the flashback, it feels as though like Naruto really couldn't get through to him. And that really disappoints me. Like, that Sasuke's character is like, you have, you know, this guy that he would do anything, you know, he defends you. He freaking fainted in the damn snow begging the Raikage, please leave my friend alone. And that wasn't enough for you, but a story was. That's one of the things that I guess frustrated me recently about just Sasuke as a character. Obviously, I'm still a fan of him. You know, I'm still a fan of the series and everything like that. But that was something that really just made me question the whole development of Sasuke and where he's been and where he's at right now. Started off as a good guy in the village, you know, questioning the world around him. Then he ultimately went down a darker path with Orochimaru when he left the village, and he was like, I need to get stronger. I can't be stronger in this village. Now he seemingly, you know, well, he even went darker. Before he went to the good side, he even got more darker when he was like, I'm going to crush the village. That is my ultimate goal. I don't care anymore. And now he's going to this good side. So until we get that other turn, which it might happen, whereas like he might not be totally evil, like I'm gonna crush the village, but until ultimately where he gotta fight again because they're not gonna let him live in peace after what he's done, I feel as though it feels a little bit betraying, honestly. I feel as though Sasuke should have stuck with one goal. He was just too much of a confused kid to begin with, and that's really what Sasuke ultimately was. You know, Itachi said it himself, he can be dyed multiple different ways. He's right now a blank canvas, and ultimately it just feels as though he's been too much of a naive kid, and getting to this realization is good and everything, but it also kind of shits on like 200 chapters. I'm gonna kill you, I don't give a fuck, I'm stabbing through Karin, Sakura died, Kakashi, you're a piece of shit, and all that is down the drain now. So that's just my take on the whole thing. Is Sasuke's character completely ruined? No, but it did swipe away years worth of, you know, him building up to be this monster of wanting to kill and all this hatred, and it kind of shed a lot of that away and made a lot of these events that, you know, these major events, Kage Summit, Danzo's death, trying to kill Sakura, practically killing Karin, even though she's a freaking pinhead and, you know, forgives him afterward. It just ultimately felt like it flushed all that down the toilet. Let me know what you think, guys. First of all, Naruto versus Sasuke, after what I've told you, how he's following this path of Madara, and how ultimately they're not going to let him, you know, live in peace regardless of what he does. They're not going to just say, yo, live on free, brother. They're not going to do that. Do you think Naruto versus Sasuke is still going to go down one way or another? And also, what is your take on Sasuke's development as a character? Do you feel as though it took a turn for the worse now that he decided he's going to protect the village? Or ultimately, since we will probably get another twist where he has to fight everyone, that is just a work in progress again, and he's still sort of like a blank canvas with little pieces of dye, so to speak? Let me know your take on that. But that's all I have for this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Thumbs up if you hope one day we do get Naruto versus Sasuke, because, I mean, it's the fated battle. Everyone wants to see it, including myself, so hopefully we get it. I'm from Netherworld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.